Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Rick dropping in on you. I hope everybody has gotten their weeks off to a great start. I hope that you are centered, you are focused, you are lined up and aligned with the things that you say you want for your life. Look, I'm going to be as brief as I possibly can here. There's a lot going on, getting ready. A lot is happening this week. This is an exciting and challenging time for us here at Rick Wallace Enterprises and all of its subsidiaries, especially the Visionetics Institute and Myriad Business Solutions. But we are excited. Look, up front and first, and then I'm going to talk to you about something that I hope really truly ignites something in you. I think that it is important that we are at the height of our passion, and in order to do that, we have to be intricately and inextricably connected to our purpose. But check this out. This Saturday, August 6th, will be the final time that I teach the 7-day business launch live. It will be going online as an online course, and the price definitely will be going up significantly, and the value of it is definitely justifying the price increase. The goal was always to get there. I traveled this route so that I could help as many people as possible who may not see the value or who may not be able to pay what it will cost. So I came this route. So for $97 these few weeks, I've been teaching people something that has literally supported me, my family, and my vision for more than a decade. And I want to teach it to you. For $97, you're going to get a course that was originally $400. You're going to also get a free course, probably one of my best-selling courses, Breaking the Curse of Procrastination, something I'm going to talk to you about a little bit here, procrastinating. Also, even more urgently, let me finish this. Saturday is the last class, and I'm only accepting 25 people, and we already have people who have enrolled. If you want to understand how to start a business, I mean the intricate details, the step-by-step process, and have it shown to you, this is an opportunity to do it. You literally will have a key in your hand of creating supplemental income, or if you want to completely replace income, and you're that committed, you can do that too. Like I said, this has been the way that I have built what was lost over a decade ago and came back strong and still growing and expanding and leveraging and doing things in ways that I couldn't do when I built this thing the first time around. I'm telling you, you want to tap into this, but I'll talk about it in a bit. But also, even more urgent, today at noon, which depending on where you're at in the country, isn't that far off. Today at noon is the end of the offer to get my platinum package, which is a $10,500 package for the price of the bronze package, which is only $2,540. That's going to end forever. Number one, is going to end forever because the price of the platinum package will be going up at the end of this month. Second of all, the way that everything is going to be handled will be differently. So this is a chance to actually get the opportunity to work with me for an entire year. That's 52 sessions over the course of a year. And we are going to literally break down and reconstruct how you think, how you see yourself, self-image. The disciplines that I have mastered that have made me successful in doing what I do include transformational vocabulary, neuro-linguistic programming, neuroassociative conditioning, psycho-cybernetics, and obviously psychology. Embodied cognition is another. I have spent time in what seems to be endless amounts of time mastering this because I wanted to be exceptional at what I do. And I have accomplished that. I have people who have had the platinum package re-up 3 times, because each time they're getting to a higher level and they see the benefits of it. This is a chance for you to get in at a ground level and really experience it and get as much out of it as you can. Now, with that out of the way, it's there. If you want to take advantage of it, it's there, but it's got to be you. I said this yesterday. You can't keep asking people to invest more in you than you're willing to invest in yourself. That's not how life gets down. That's not how things flow. You're going to have some skin in the game. There are some people out there that will help you. There are people who come to me who have skin in the game. There are people who come to me and say, hey, this is what I have. This is what I have, but I know you can get me somewhere. And I say, okay, you got skin in the game. You're coming. Let's see how we can work this out. But you can't expect people to invest more in you than you are investing in yourself. And I think I'm coming a long way in setting up and offering either of these programs, because to me, the $97 program that we're closing out on Saturday is easily a $1,500 program for what it deals with. We're talking about replacing your income or supplementing your income endlessly. It's going to pay for itself over and over again, but you're going to have to get into it. Trying to find the free route, you can, but you got to go out and do what I did for years. Learn it through trial and error, takes the bumps and the bruises, and you get there. I did it. But what I'm telling you is there's a quicker way. Here's the thing. At some point in time, you're going to have to look at yourself and be honest with yourself. Am I happy with where I'm at? Be honest. Don't sugarcoat it. Am I happy with my job? Am I happy with my financial situation? Am I happy in my relationship? Am I fulfilled in this life, or am I simply existing? Am I simply surviving? Am I just getting by? Am I just sitting here moving along, hoping things change? Hope is the foundation of achievement, but it is not the means. Let me say that again. Hope is a foundational principle of achievement, but it is not the means. It is the thing that tells you it's possible. Hope is the thing that says, I believe it's going to get better. But you are going to have to look within yourself and say, this is not the person or the version of me that can produce the life that I desire. I don't get what I want. I get who I am. If I haven't gotten the things I desire, it's because I have not become the person capable. And the only way that I become the person capable is that I raise the standard of how I am measuring myself. I have to demand of myself to be better than I was yesterday, or I won't grow and I won't evolve and I won't change. And if I don't change, my life doesn't change. I wake up every day and the first thing on my mind is, what will I engage that will grow me? Because I will not go to bed tonight the same person that's waking up right now. I refuse to do it. I refuse to have a whole day on this planet and not find a way to expand myself. I read a post earlier about a guy who was talking about his mentor. And he says his mentor told him the reason that you aren't achieving the things you want and your universe and your life isn't expanding is because you're not being stretched. Let me tell you something. One of the biggest problems that I see in today's culture is the yearning for comfort at a level that flanks and moves away from anything that challenges us. I see a participation trophy society. I want to be rewarded for just showing up. I want to be rewarded for just being present. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some people that don't even show up. So for showing up, you get the credit for showing up, but you don't get the credit for delivering. You don't get the same thing the person who's been there day in and day out, putting in the work, yet learning and hammering on their craft and refining their gift. You don't get the same thing simply because you're showing up. My kids weren't allowed to accept participation trophies. If you didn't produce on the field, if you didn't produce in the classroom, if you didn't produce, you don't get a trophy simply for showing up. Life is not going to reward you for showing up. You're going to have to answer the bell when you show up. And that's a problem I see in this culture. People want things that they're not willing to work for. They want things that they're not willing to invest in. They want the promise without the process. They want the prize without the pain. It doesn't work that way. You're going to have to wake up and get in the game. You're going to have to wake up and put in some work. You're going to have to wake up and make some sacrifices. You're going to have to wake up and take some risk. You're going to have to wake up and get engaged. You're going to have to take some bumps and some bruises, some scrapes. You're going to have to experience some delays and some setbacks. You're going to have to experience some people talking behind your back. You have to experience some people pushing obstacles in front of you. That's how you climb. That's how you move. Some of you have been in a stagnant situation so long that you've accepted it as your lot in life. You've just stood up and said, this is what it is. Because the idea of coming out of it is too daunting for you. You look at it and say, I don't know if I can. Let me tell you, if you're breathing, you can. If you're still breathing, you're in the fight. If you're breathing, you're still in the fight. Look, let me tell you something. I don't care how bad it is. I've been there. But what I'm telling you is, if you can look up, as Les Brown says, you can get up. I was flat on my back. Everything that I had fought for was gone. And people I thought I could depend on were literally sitting on the sideline laughing and thinking I didn't know. But see, I'm not a quitter. I knew if I did it once, I could do it again. And I looked at the internet and said, this is the route I'm going. This is going to be a place where millions of people are going to come. Social media is on the upswing. It's about to get huge. I'm going to jump on and I'm going to use these platforms. I'm going to build. And I did it. And there was some rough times. It was some times I got punched in the gut. And while I'm trying to do this, life is hitting me from other things. I've taken personal hits, but I'm still standing. What am I trying to get you to understand? That if you want to do something, it's going to take a sacrifice. I've been offering this opportunity for people to work with me for a year, which is a $10,500 package and worth every dime, because at the end of this month, it's going to be worth $15,500. The price is going up and it supports it. It's worth more than that, but I'm building, I'm going somewhere. But let me tell you something. I've been offering it for $2,500 for about a month now. And I get a lot of people, hey, you still offering? Yeah. Don't hear from them again. My thing is, I'm not judging anybody for where you're at financially. Trust me, I've been there. I've been to where I went from almost anything I can want, being able to do it, to having $2.47 in my pocket. So I understand. But I took that $2.47 and invested it. I mean, I didn't know if I was going to eat that day, but I knew that I needed this app. I needed this thing that they were charging me for. I took the earrings out of my ear, the only thing I had of value from my past life, and I sold them, bought a laptop, and I have not looked back. But it took me saying, man, you're going to buy a laptop with that? Where you going to stay? I'll worry about that later. This is the instrument for me to build a life and a future. Without it, I'll be worrying about where I'm going to stay tomorrow after I spend today's money on today's lodging. I need something that I can invest in daily that's going to open up doors for me. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to make a sacrifice. I'm not trying to get you to do something I haven't done. I'm trying to take you down a path that I've already paved and get you to somewhere where you can do some things for yourself that you don't have to ever look back, but you're going to have to take a chance to invest in yourself more than I'm willing to invest in you. And here's the thing. If you don't see the value in what I do, if you don't find what I do appealing to you, if you don't think that, hey, I'm capable of doing everything I say, that I've been here this long because I'm, ineffective. Hey, everything isn't for everybody, and I don't accept everybody. Hey, I get it, but you better find somebody you do believe in. You better find something you believe in that you can put yourself into that can get you to the next level. You don't get there by yourself. This whole self-made stuff that everybody's throwing at you is bull crap. There were people along the way that when I was at my wit's end while I'm trying to redo this thing, that played integral parts in my success. Many of them didn't look like me, but they saw something. And without asking for anything in return, they paved and opened a door. They paid forward what had been done for them. They understood the laws of the universe as God established them. Hey, I'm going to pour into this guy. It's going to come back to me. It doesn't have to come back to me from him. It'll come back. And they did it. And it opened a door. And then another one. And then I got the momentum. And I started pushing. I started fighting. I started striving. And I had a plan and a path. And I had an idea. I'm headed towards my destiny. And I had one mindset in heading towards my destiny, that my destiny is unstoppable, that anything that tries to stop it only ensures that it happens. That's the very concept and principle of a destiny. It's unstoppable. You can get in the way. You just become a part of the process. You can be an obstacle, but you just become a part of the process. You can take your swings at me, but you just become a part of the process. The very definition of a destiny says that you can't stop it. It's destined to happen. The only person that can stop your destiny is you by not participating in it. At the end of the day, the only person that can change the situation that you're unhappy with is you. Nobody owes you to change your situation but you. You're going to have to make that decision that you're finally uncomfortable enough with the situation that you're going to move, or you're finally fixed enough on what you desire that you're going to move. But you're going to have to make a decision to move. Now, when you make a decision to move, here's the beautiful thing. The first step unlocks the gate of abundance. The first step opens up the doors of providence. The first step opens up things and measures that you never thought possible. It's in the moving in faith that sets things in motion. But it's up to you. It's absolutely up to you. I'm going to get off of here. But like I said, when I started, the 7-day business launch course, which is the blueprint I've used to rebuild. You know, I was sitting down and I had somebody come up, and it's the small things that really hit me now. You know, it's not what's going on with my money. It's just little small things. I can remember when I hit rock bottom and not knowing where I was going to sleep, and doing my work in a satellite office called Starbucks. Most people know it, but most people just stop by there to do it for a couple of hours in between here and there. That was literally my job's workspace. I was there every morning when they open at 5. And I went until they closed, outside of maybe taking a little walk to stretch my legs and get my mind to flowing. I was there. Sometimes I would pass out. And I went from that, and then somebody came up and knocked on the door that I wasn't expecting. And I asked them, I said, well, how did you know where I was? And they said, well, I use the digital Rolodex down in the lobby. You go down there and you press the screen and it lights up and you scroll it. And there's my business name, Rick Wallace Enterprises. And it's sitting in a Rolodex in an office building where I have rebuilt and I'm not even close to getting where I want to be and where I've established and where I'm going, but I know what I fought against. I know how hard it was. I know that in the middle of this, I took on a huge responsibility that I had not planned for when I started. but I didn't let it stop me. I didn't let it beat me up. I didn't let it make me quick. I didn't balk on it. I took that responsibility and I kept moving. And it was not easy. That's life. But what I fought for was worth it. What I believed in was worth it. I have no regrets. I have stood up and taken it on. Here's the thing. You can do the same thing, but you're going to have to move. So again, this is the last time I'm going to teach this class for $97. This is an opportunity for you to literally start a business that actually works. Now, again, this isn't a get rich quick scheme. You're not going to go out there and get $50,000 in your first month, but I know people who make $50,000 a month doing this crap. It's crazy. It's so much stuff out here that's legitimate. So many people need you to promote their businesses. You know, we are about to create a referral program where we're going to share with people who refer people to us. It's so many different ways out there. And also for the next couple of hours, it's almost 10 o'clock here. So for the next 2 hours, the offer to give you the platinum package for the bronze price is still on the table. That's coming off at noon today, Central Standard Time. That means 12 Houston time. It's going to be gone forever because at the end of this month, we're taking the platinum package to a different pricing level, and there's a reason for that, and it's justified. We've done the market research. We know what's out there and what people will pay, and we are expanding. It's time for us to grow. It's time. My goal is to be completely debt free, to have paid off all debt, which isn't a whole lot, or a couple of investors. That's going to be taken care of and squared up before the end of the year, and a couple of other things. I mean, I've done real good at keeping that low because of how I start my businesses. But I mean, I'm in a space where I look back at where I came from when all this hit the fan. And I simply invested myself. I simply decided I'm not giving in. I'm not giving up. I'm not going to accept failure. You know, micro failures along the way are part of the process, but to sit up and give up because I took a hit wasn't going to happen. I not only want to help you see the strategic side of things, I want to help you get this right, because if you get this right, there's absolutely nothing that can stop you. This is why I can take on anything, no matter what it is, and win, because my mind is built like a winner. It is built to win. It doesn't matter what I'm in. If I get in it and you don't take me out, I'm going to win. If I get in it and it don't kill me, I'm going to win. That's the way this is built. So it doesn't matter when the opportunity presents itself. I don't approach it from a place of fear because I'm built to win. Do I think I'm going to have some challenges? I'm going to take some hits? Absolutely. That's a part of the game. That's a part of the process. That's life. I'm ready for that. I'm going to say this and then I'm done. People talk about, talk to me, and they recite the things that I've accomplished as the reason I've accomplished things. And I'm like, no, that's not how that works. You're talking about my accomplishments, but my accomplishments didn't start with me. They are the result of what I did. When I started doing what I do, I didn't have any of those accomplishments. So then, Doc, what did you have? What did you have? No, it's not the degrees. Definitely not the degrees. I knew most of the stuff before I ever took the courses. Hell, I got invited to take one. So it wasn't the degrees. So Doc, it was because you did this and you had this help, and no, it's because you had all these businesses. No, I didn't. As when I started, I didn't have any businesses. So that wasn't it. So what was it, Doc? I'm relentless. That's my one word. If I decide I want something, there's only two options after that point. I'm either going to get it or I'm going to die trying. That's simple. I'm going to get it or I'm going to die. I said that was it, but I remember watching. The guy is catching hell right now, but I think the guy has really had a pretty good run and go of a career. But I was watching a video probably about 8 years ago of Will Smith, and he was being interviewed, and they were talking about how he became so successful, how he went from a failed rap career where he went broke to taking Hollywood by storm and all this. And he said something. He says, I'm not the most talented person. I'm not the strongest actor. You know, there are the Denzels and the Samuel L's and all of those people that I think that are stronger than me. He says, I'm not the most gifted and talented. And he was just talking. He says, but when it comes down to work ethic, he said, you put me on the treadmill with anybody else, and the person who is on the treadmill at the end wins, I'm either going to be on that treadmill or I'm going to be dead. It's just hardcore work ethic. And that's it with me. You know, do I know a lot of stuff? Yeah, I know a lot of stuff because I work hard to know it. And because I know it, I'm able to give it to other people and help them. And that's what I love doing. But I'm going to tell you something. If you get that mind right, if you get that mind right, and that's one of the things we work on in what I do at the Visionetics. Visionetics is about that. It's about seeing the future the way you want it to be and then constructing the path to get there. That's Visionetics. So again, if you want to work with me, here's an opportunity to do so in a couple of different ways. But you have to take control of your life. You have to be responsible for your destiny. On that note, I'm going to check out of here. I hope to see some of you guys on Saturday. I hope a couple of you will actually take advantage of this offer for the platinum package at the bronze price. On that note, I'm out of here. You guys have an unbelievable day. As I always say, I live my life on full so that when I leave this place, I die on E. I challenge you to take the same approach.